¿Qué tal? Ah, checando audio. Ok. Esta vez iniciaremos con la unidad número 3, que es JavaScript, y vamos a leer el contenido de la unidad. Unit 3, JavaScript Overview. We have already explored how to structure web pages with HTML and style, then to style them with CSS. This week, with the help of JavaScript, we will learn how to make web pages dynamic. JavaScript is a widely used scripting language that adds functionality and interactivity to a web page, building on a static HTML framework and CSS styling. With JavaScript, we can store information in variables, manipulate your HTML, respond to an event, play audio and video, and decision making to your code, and do much more. As the only programming language native to web browsers, JavaScript used is used all over the web, making it a crucial skill in your toolbox. But JavaScript development skills are also versatile. Once you have mastered JavaScript, it is much easier to pick up the fundamentals of the programming language. Key topics. The following topics will be covered in this unit. It will be scripts, script tags, variables, primitive types, logical and conversion operators, conditional statements, arrays, array methods, string methods, objects, object methods, iteration, functions, scoping, and this keyword. Learning objectives. You will be employer ready if you are able to implement complex decision making in your code using if and if else statements. Explain the difference between quality and strict equality. Store related data in an array and use array methods to mutate and perform operations on the array. Explain functions and how they are used in JavaScript. Explain the difference between function declarations and function expressions. Recognize whether a variable is locally or globally scoped and explain the difference. Create objects and use object methods. Use the keyword bar to declare a variable. Technical interview preparation. You will be employer competitive if you are able to solve following algorithms and successfully complete the assessment. Algorithms. Practicing algorithm-based interview questions is one of the best ways to prepare for interviews. Watch the video Let's Code videos for tips and tricks on how to solve the algorithms. Arithmetic and odd or even. Let's code odd or even and log nums. Assessment. Assess your knowledge by answering technical interview questions and solving coding challenges. Homework. You will create an application that generates a random password based on user selected criteria. This app will run in the browser and feature dynamically updated HTML and CSS powered by JavaScript code. It will also feature a clean and polished user interface and be responsive, ensuring that it adapts to multiple screen sizes. Career Connection. Career services material for this unit is located in the Career Connection folder for more information about career services, including etc. Heads up, in the next unit you will learn to harness the power of web APIs to add complex functionality to your JavaScript with just a few lines of code. Resources. Here are some additional resources to help solidify the topics covered in this unit. Code review videos about JavaScript objects, using if-else, using switch, using logical operators, comparison operators, declaration and expressions, Chrome developer tools, Booger. Git guide, in this case is about Git branches and, well, about Git branches. Refer to these resources for additional information about topics covered in this unit, Chrome DevTools, and web docs on JavaScript data types and data structure. Ok, bueno, hasta aquí es el contenido de la unidad. Vamos a ver, aquí trae una presentación de lo que es JavaScript, cuál es el uso de HTML y CSS en JavaScript. Vamos a ver. Okay, what do we use HTML and CSS for? We use HTML to create and organize content on a page, and CSS to apply styles, layout, and even animation to that content. What are some examples of how users interact with a web page? We interact with web pages in many ways on a daily basis. Typically, the web page will respond to react to these interactions, making the page feel more dynamic and alive. These interactions include the following examples: submitting an HTML form to comment on an article, playing audio or video and press of a button on the page, using the device's camera or microphone to enable the conversation, and so much more. We can achieve these types of interactions using only HTML and CSS. HTML and CSS not equal to functional. While HTML and CSS offers some great built-in features that give users a sense of interaction or functionality on a site, they cannot handle the complex tasks that occur in response to these interactions. For that reason, web developers utilize another programming language specifically designed for these tasks. So what is this language that works with HTML and CSS? The third language of the web is JavaScript. JavaScript is a programming language originally created to be run in the browser with the intention to enhancing a web page's capabilities. Today, nearly every page we visit in the internet depends heavily on JavaScript to work. While HTML and CSS handle content and design, JavaScript handles the overall functionality of the application to make it feel more alive and dynamic. In what ways do we use JavaScript? How we use JavaScript. Front-end developers use JavaScript primarily to dynamically affect a web page to enhance the user's experience. No other programming language can run in the browser. So JavaScript is a must-have skill for web developers. JavaScript can be used for the following purposes: showing a user personal data only after they log into the application, fetching weather data to display an update on the page, informing users that they are missing information on a form, remembering a user's preference between light and dark mode themes. How can we learn to use JavaScript? How to learn JavaScript? Unlike some other programming language, JavaScript doesn't force developers to write code in a specific way. As a result, JavaScript may seem a bit complicated at first, but it can make development work feel incredibly fun and creative as you get to use it more and more. Try some of the following techniques to learn script. Read the docs and practice with provided examples. Reverse engineering finished code to see how it was created. Build something from scratch. Debug a broken app using crop dev tools. And most importantly, ask questions. Ok, bueno, esa sería como la presentación de introducción. Tenemos en este caso una carpeta de algoritmos que vamos a revisar al final. Tenemos una tarea y vamos a iniciar con las actividades en el siguiente video.